everyone, welcome to Crick Punch with Fussy. India have done it again. After losing the first match, they come storming back into the series by winning the next match. Thanks to some brilliant death bowling, brilliant tactics, and some fearless batting by the Indian youngsters. Don't forget the skipper dusting off his recent string of low scores and made a masterful 70 to see India through, like he's done it 1,000 times. A dominant performance from India, playing the brand of cricket they are after as they beat England by 7 wickets as they level the series 1-1. So let's start from the beginning. India won the toss and elected to field first. India made a couple of surprise changes as they opted in for Ishan Kishan and Surya Kumar Yadav in place of Shikhar Dhawan and Akshar Patel. No one was really expecting these changes. What this does is this gives India so much depth in the batting side as India are trying to play a more aggressive brand of cricket with the bat, and that's only possible if you have depth in the batting. That way, the top order need not worry about the players yet to come and play more attacking cricket. But this also meant that India go in with just 5 bowlers and Hardik needs to bowl 4 overs of it. Even if one bowler has a bad day, it could cost India, but luckily Hardik did his job this time around. Indians read the pitch very well this time around and came out with good plans to take the pace off the ball right from the first over. Bhuvi got Butler stuck in the crease in the first over for a duck. Even though boundaries were coming every over, India didn't allow England to run away with the innings at any stage of the game. It was a 50-50 power play for either sides, as England didn't lose too many wickets, but India didn't give away too many runs either. A lot of runs in the power play came off false shots and missed fields. David Malan struggled to get going, and even though Roy scored at a good rate, it was a very scratchy innings. Especially his battle with Chahal was just brilliant to watch. Chahal kept everything away from Roy's batting arc. He bowled very wide, closer to the wide line and spinning away from the batsman. With the long boundary on the leg side, he was inviting Roy to hit against the turn to the longer part of the boundary, which is not easy. He tried to score straight, but that didn't work. He tried to reverse sweep 5 times, but missed thrice and connected twice. It was a good battle and it was clearly frustrating Jason Roy. England scored 27% false shots in this innings. They just could not line up to the slow balls Indians were bowling. But luckily for them, majority of those edges went to boundaries, and on top of that, poor fielding meant England was still scoring at a good rate even while struggling and losing wickets. Wonder how that works. Everyone chipped in with a 20, but England kept losing wickets throughout the innings. Chahal picked Malan as he was trying to sweep and got out LBW, and then Washington Sundar bowled a few quick ones to Roy and then bowled one slow away from him, which meant Roy could only find a fielder in the deep. And he did the same thing with Johnny Baishaw as well. The change of pace from all the Indian bowlers was just fantastic to watch. But India really restricted England at the death. England were 129 for 4 at the 15 over mark. Nicely set up for a big finish, but that never came. India's tactics to keep it away from the arc and make them hit to the longest part of the boundary with no pace on the ball made life difficult for the English batsmen. Especially Bhuvi was a treat to watch. This is why I said in the preview video of the series that if Bhuvi can find his form, he's a real asset as he can perform both at the start and the death of the innings. Since 2018, 41% of his balls at the death are slow balls and 58% of his wickets come through those slow balls. Added to this, Thakur's wide off-cutters were effective as well. India just gave away 28 runs in the last 4 overs, restricting England to 164. Especially with the likes of Shami and Bumrah missing, I thought India are going to struggle in the death, but that was just brilliant to watch. The death bowling was on point from India. Hardik did his job as well. He bowled an important last over in the power play, and his last over at the death just gave away 7 runs. His form with the ball will be very critical for India going forward. On this surface, I felt 165 wasn't going to be straightforward with the ball sticking into the surface. England started off brilliantly with a wicket maiden from Sam Curran. He extracted a bit of swing on the surface. He bowled the first 5 balls coming into KL Rahul. Tight lines, giving nothing away, and then bowled one away from Rahul. His lazy feet meant that he was pushing away from the body and caught a faint edge to Butler. India were jolted early. But the youngsters of India don't care, do they? They're fearless. The IPL has made them accustomed to big stage, perform under pressure situations, and the matches they play in IPL are as good as an international match. So the players coming in are match ready into the side, and that showed in the way Ishan Kishan played today. Absolutely no fear on his debut match, taking on the likes of Archer, Jordan and Adil Rashid. After the wicket maiden in the first over, India needed someone to steady the ship, but such is the swag of these youngsters, they take on anything. Not often do you dominate the batting and the headlines with Virat Kohli on the other end, but such was his innings. The standout from his batting is his leg side play, especially the slog sweep, which he deployed to good effect on Adil Rashid. 36 runs of his 50 came square on the leg side. One big difference between the way England and India played was during the power plays. During the power plays, Ishan Kishan scored at 10 runs per over and Virat Kohli scored at 8.8 runs per over, whereas Jason Roy scored at 7 and David Malan at 6. India's top order managed to exploit the fielding restrictions and get ahead in the game far more than England batmen did. Even though Ishan got out untimely after reaching his 50, another keeper came in and scored at a strike rate of 200 in his brief stay to kill the match in 14 overs. While all of this mayhem was happening, Kohli silently creeped up on England. It's funny how one shot can make someone more confident and make them score more freely. That pull shot against Archer at the start of the innings just snapped Kohli back into his usual self. It was a typical Kohli innings. Start off with rotating the strides, one out boundaries, hold the innings together and stay till the end and finish it off. That shot to reach to his 50 where he came down the track and smacked Tom Curran for a 6 straight over his head was the shot of the match for me. There is a reason why Virat Kohli is called the chase master. His numbers in winning while chasing in T20s are just a joke. In 29 innings when India has won chasing, he averages 108 runs, scoring at a rate of 8.2 runs per over with 14 half centuries. And people want to remove him from the team. This was a much required innings from the skipper to just shut everyone up and more importantly, get some momentum going into his batting because when he gets going, there's no one better in the world. India chased this down rather comfortably. The main reason I feel Indian batsmen were able to score more freely was because they were able to line up the slow balls better. India scored at a strike rate of 205 to the slower balls, whereas England scored at 120. That meant England were easily 20-30 runs short, but this match was set up by the Indian bowlers. England missed Mark Wood as Tom Curran was taken for cleaners, and they might even bring back Moeen Ali for the next match, since the pitch might offer a bit more turn for the next match. All I know is things are going to get more spicier from here, and buckle up fellas, we are in for a treat.